It has been 1 year since we started Annual Pass, and on today's episode, you'll hear what Jeff and I's favorite things were about the year of Annual Pass. I'm going to say Annual Pass a few more times on this episode of Annual Pass. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Annual Pass. This is the podcast where we talk about all things theme parks, roller coasters, shows, rides, attractions, snacks, you name it. If it happens in a theme park, we're going to talk about it. I am your host, Jack Pattillo, and of course, joining me as always for the past 53 episodes is one Geoff Ramsey. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hello, Jack. You see, I did it. I counted on my fingers.
Did you really?
Yeah, 53.
Do you still have to do that? I know you got.
Yeah, I went to public school in Alabama in the 80s. So yeah, my fingers are very important.
So you can count up to 20 pretty easily, or at 19, I think maybe.
It's why I don't do carpentry, because if I lose one of these fingers, I lose my ability to go over 20.
Well, hey, Jeff, speaking of 20, this is episode number 53. Has nothing to do with 20, but numbers.
It doesn't.
This is our 1 year anniversary. Congratulations, man.
Happy anniversary, Jack.
Yeah. I'm very, very excited. It's going to be a very chill episode today of Annual Pass. We're just going to kind of go over some of our, sort of like the first year. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the first year. I pulled down some like stats and some information of things we've done over the course of the year. We've done a lot of stuff, Jeff. A lot of things happen. A lot of things happen later than I thought they did. And I figured we just kind of like talk about it and have sort of a reminiscing episode of Annual Pass. So we're not going to be doing any sort of ride walkthroughs today. It's just gonna talk about things.
So no nausea for me today. Then.
Not today. I mean, I know reminiscing and
feelings make me nauseous.
Exactly. So this will be the reminiscing
feelings and roller coasters.
Oh man, I'm excited, Jeff. First of all, thank you very much, everyone who's listening and watching right now. Make sure you go watch over at youtube.com/annualpass if you want to see our beautiful, beautiful faces on screen. Also, join our Discord as well. I love our Discord channel. I've been jumping in there talking. I gave away the little secrets about our live show on the Discord before we actually posted it publicly anywhere.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I see we're doing the show with the Super Carlin Brothers.
The Super Carlin Brothers. Yeah. I'm excited to meet those guys.
It's interesting to be having a group that's way, way, way bigger than us open for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seems backwards, but I'll take it.
So it's going to be, like when I was going to say when Queen opened for, and then I couldn't think of a band that wasn't popular.
Yeah, it's like when Queen opened for No Doubt. I don't think that ever happened.
I saw Blink-182 or Green Day open for Blink-182 one time when I went to a show, and I was like, this feels so wrong.
Really? Those two are completely interchangeable to me.
Green Day set the standard, man. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone. Don't forget, we have a live show happening. Well, we're releasing this episode. We're recording like 2 weeks in advance, so maybe tickets are sold out. I don't know. But this is the first time we've talked about it on the actual show, because we finally locked in we locked in our venue and then released tickets 2 days later. So they were trying to get it all locked in. But we are going to be at the Vanguard in Orlando on May 19th with the Super Carlin Brothers. Tickets are on sale right now at bit.ly/ Tix-Orlando, I believe.
It just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, absolutely.
bit.ly/ Tix-Orlando. Is that what you said?
Yes, that's exactly it. bit.ly/ Tix-Orlando.
Don't write out hyphen, use the hyphen.
All lowercase too. Bitly is weird that you have to have exact
Just go to Twitter and search for Jack and then click on the link.
There you go. Or I'm sure there'll be a link in the description, assuming again that tickets aren't sold out already, but hopefully tickets are sold out because you guys are awesome.
Well, if the Super Carlin Brothers mention it at all, I'm sure they will be pretty quickly.
I'll tell you this too. So last night I was like, we had finally locked in all this stuff, and I reached out to a friend of the show last night, who we'll talk about here in a brief minute. I reached out to Kid Marino on Twitter again.
Oh, how's Ken doing?
He's doing well. I DM'd him because I was like, hey man, we talked about maybe getting you on Rock and Roller Coaster. We're going to be back in Orlando May 19th. I don't know what you're up to, but if you're free and you're in the area, we'd love to take you. And he's like, right now I'm not sure where I'll be, but maybe. So,
that's the very kindest no he could give us.
Nice. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's funny. I've been such a long time fan of Ken Marino as a comedic actor for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I'm now going through and watching the rewatch. Well, I'm watching Eastbound and Down, and I'm on the last season, and he's a big part of it.
Yeah.
And he is so despicable in it. I've never not liked him as a character before.
Yeah.
He plays that role very well.
So for those of you who might be newer to Annual Pass, Ken Marino is a comedic actor. He was on The State back in the 90s, which I love.
A lot of David Wayne type stuff.
Yeah. So that's David Wayne, Thomas Lennon, Ben Garant, Carrie Kenny Silver, Ken Marino, Joe Latrulio. Like, all those guys are in The State who've all gone to huge careers. And Ken Marino, he's in Party Down. He's
in Veronica Mars.
Hilarious in Party Down. Tons of stuff, role models, you name it. He's been all over the place. But in like the 5th episode, I interviewed him because he has a small little bit part on Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah,
he's the soundboard guy in Rock and Roller Coaster. So I just reached out to him and he said, yeah, we'll talk about it. So go back and listen to that episode. That's old school. So.
Since this is the Ken Marino podcast, do you know what else he's in that's very, very good? I don't know if you've watched it, but the
one with the siblings. Of
the other two.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but I've heard great things.
Yeah,
about it.
He's phenomenal in that too.
He pops up in like Great North and Bob's Burgers all the time. Like, he does a lot of voice acting stuff too.
It must be nice to get work like that.
Yeah,
you know. To be really funny and likable, and then I imagine it's what Bill Hader's life is like. He just wakes up and he just gets a text that's like, hey, we need you on this movie for 2 days.
Yes.
And he's like, yeah, okay, sure. I like, whoever.
Yeah, it's like Trey Parker texts him. He's like, hey, come in the studio. We need some writing help. Like, okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's awesome. So anyway, so we're going to try to get Ken Marino out to a Rock and Roller Coaster. He said he'd do it, so we'll see if it actually happens. Of course, it's probably him just being nice. That's okay. What else? Oh, yeah, so tickets went on sale for Marathon Weekend. Jeff, you're still going, you're going to do the 5K with us, Marathon Weekend? Disney World?
What are you talking about?
In January. That's the thing that I trained for a whole lot.
Oh, yeah, that was about you and your running. I remember we had episodes about that.
You and Ben, who is not here today, you couldn't be bothered to show up for our 1 year anniversary.
I'll be honest with you, Jack, it doesn't ring a bell. And I find it suspicious that you would bring this up and then say that Ben remembers it and can corroborate, but he's not here.
Well,
so
Maite, you remember that Ben is going to run the 5K with Jeff and I.
You don't have to entertain him.
No, it's okay. Thumbs up. Okay, Maite has replaced Ben for today's episode. They gave us a thumbs up that you're going to do a 5K. And Ben's going to do a 5K, assuming Ben can drag himself out of bed because he's sick right now.
I'll have to start stretching now.
So tickets are on sale for that. I mean, those things sell out pretty quick. So I'm guessing the 5 and 10K are probably gone by now. Usually the half and the full are pretty,
Did you buy me a ticket?
I can if you need me to. Well, if that will get you there, yes, absolutely.
I'm not gonna buy the ticket.
Okay, well, work will pay for you, and then work will pay for me too because it's a little bit expensive.
Make that happen.
What else is going on? So that's all that's happening for news. Oh, also, they've announced officially that the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind is opening up on May 27th at Epcot. So, Jeff, we get out there on the 19th. I went ahead and made myself some park reservations around the 19th because they're going to do annual pass holder previews. So I'm going to try to lock in a preview of Cosmic Rewind while we're there for our live show.
That sounds great. I'm excited.
I don't know if you can go because you're not an annual pass holder, but I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, that's fine. That works for me.
Do you want to go to?
Just tell me about it on this podcast.
Okay, well, we'll do that too. Do you want to go to Disney World with me while we go out there? Because I assume we're not just going to fly out for the night and then come back. Do you want to spend a couple days out there, maybe?
It depends on what day. Is it
your
a Thursday?
Love for me.
Is it a Thursday?
May 19th is a Thursday.
Let me get back to you.
Okay. Well, we'll figure that out at some point. So I'm excited for that. I'm going to be checking that out. So, Jeff,
that's me.
Anything? store.roosterteeth.com. Buy some merchandise in the store. I've got my shirt on. Jeff has his shirt on. I have my hat on. Grab some annual pass merch. Supports the show. We've got some new pins coming out pretty soon. Also working on the Rope Drop Running Club stuff as we speak right now.
RDRC.
I asked specifically, I'm like, don't print anything yet. Send me any blanks because I want to make sure I'm happy with them because, running stuff it's important that it actually works properly. And so from what I understand, it's the same material that they use for the Achieve Athletics stuff, which is actually really good stuff. So that's good.
So if you want to buy athletic running gear that's been vetted and works for Jack's particular body and style, we'll have you covered soon.
Nailed it. So, all right, well, let's get into it, Jeff. 1 year of annual pass. It feels like it's gone by so fast. And I've got a bunch of firsts. Do you remember what our first episode was?
What was our first episode? Yeah, it was
It's kind of a trick question.
Think
about it.
It was episode 1.
It's true. That's true.
We did the Rock and Roller Coaster.
Rock and Roller Coaster was actually episode, I think, 5 or 3. No, it was like 5. No, the first episode of Annual Pass was firsts. We talked about our first time going to theme parks, and you told me about you going to Epcot, and you really blew me away because you went to Epcot in like 82, and like right after it opened.
Yeah,
which is pretty badass.
Well, I don't like to brag.
Okay, well, I'm very, very jealous.
And I also don't remember any of it.
Yeah. So, but let's walk through. I've got a whole bunch of firsts pulled down and some really cool things, little facts and information about our time on Annual Pass, Jeff. Do you remember what our very first ride through was? Our first ride walkthrough was?
I feel
the second
like
episode.
I feel like I do.
I imagine you were there.
Oh, it was the Velocicoaster.
It was not.
No, it wasn't the Velocicoaster. It was a Disney ride.
It was a Disney ride.
I remember that. It was the Great Movie Ride.
Great Movie Ride. You nailed it. That was the ride I worked at.
Yeah.
And so I figured that was the one closest to home that I knew the most information off the top of my head. So we did that one. So that was a lot of fun. That was me talking about my time at the Great Movie Ride. Someone actually, I was reading through comments, and someone said, you and I should recreate the Great Movie Ride, and I would do like the spiel and everything, and then you could be the gangster or the bandit, and we just like film it and then like cut it together to make it look like we're actually on the ride. I would absolutely do that.
Let's do that tomorrow.
We could do that and put it on the YouTube channel when we eventually start making content on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I love that. Well, we could also we'll re-record Shrek 4D. Mm-hmm. We can do them all.
We do the Jimmy Fallon thing, and you could be like not in 3D and confused.
What was the one about the teenage boy who you were seeing it through his eyes, and then he tried to talk to a girl, and his heart rate went all nutso, and then
that's Cranium Command.
Cranium Command. We could do that.
Yeah,
we could do all of them.
We could steal Buzzy.
Allegedly
wander away with it. Actually, what was it? So there is a TikTok user named like Backdoor Disney. It's someone there's a lot of kind of shady Disney folks, and this person, they actually go and kind of like essentially trespass on Disney property. And they went into the Stitch ride, and which has been shut down for a while. They somehow got in, and everything's still there. Like everything in Stitch is still there. It's just the ride's not operable right now.
Really?
So, yeah, it's pretty wild. Don't do that. Don't trespass on if you ever go to a theme park. It's bad because it's illegal and you get arrested. So that was our very first ride walkthrough. Jeff, our first guest. Do you remember who our first guest was on episode 4?
Yeah, it was Jim Schul.
No, it was Ken Marino.
Ken Marino.
So Ken Marino was our first guest. As far as
I wasn't there for that recording.
You weren't.
Yeah,
that was me. I did that one solo. He was off shooting something, had a little bit of window of time, and I was able to record something with him. Hopefully, we'll get him on the show at some point. But our first full interview. You were correct. Jim Shull was our very first full interview. That was episode 18, Jeff.
Was it really?
Yeah, that was a ways in. These things started rolling off pretty fast. Like it's shocking how quickly we made it to 1 year of annual pass.
53 weeks, I think.
53 weeks.
Which is 1 year and 1 week.
Well, you get the full year. People's like, oh, it's 52. Yeah, it's 1 year. It's like, no, that's the end of the first year. Because you don't start counting on
one thing
0.
I have always loved about you.
Yes.
Is your willingness, your enthusiasm to argue semantics. It is like, that is your wheelhouse. It's the theme parks, roller coasters, video games, spaceships, and semantics.
True. Well, you don't celebrate you celebrate your birthday on the same day every year, not after 52 weeks. If it was the 52nd week, that wouldn't be your birthday. That'd be the week before your birthday.
You're still arguing.
Makes no sense at all.
You're still arguing.
Episode 53 is the 1 year anniversary.
With yourself, I'd
1 year anniversary.
Like to point out.
Do you remember when our first question that we asked the pass holders was? So, because remember, we opened it up. We were like, hey, pass holders, you guys ask us questions. Why don't we ask you a question and we send you a park map?
Who could forget episode 5?
No, not episode 5.
Which was a great episode, not the one we're talking about here, but anytime I think of episodes, episode 5 pops into my head.
What was episode 5?
I'm gonna guess it was episode
5 was the tips episode, which we haven't done that in a while.
7.
It was episode 13.
Wow, what do we do for the first 12?
I don't know. I guess we just answered Q&A from the audience. It was the Iron Rattler episode, and the question was, if you could take us on any roller coaster on the planet that you have ridden, what would it be and why? And so we got some good ones from that. We've got a lot of questions that we've asked over time. I'm really happy with them. I've got a whole list of questions here of stuff that people have asked. And then you were very smart to ask the audience to ask or to come up with questions for me. I don't know if that's happened yet. Which one was that? That was in Lights, Motors, Action. So that was last week's episode. Yeah. So hopefully we'll get some of those answers pretty soon. So I've got a rundown here of our most common locations that we have for episodes, like Disney, Universal, all the stuff. We have a tie. We have a 4-way tie for just one episode about a park.
Okay.
Can you think of the episodes that we've done, the parks that we've only done one episode on a park about, or a ride in a park?
Six Flags.
Which one?
Over Texas.
No.
Great America.
No.
Astro World.
No. We haven't done we haven't done any of those parks yet. We have done Six Flags though.
Six Flags. What's the one in San Antonio called?
Fiesta,
Texas.
That's one of them.
Yeah,
that's one of them.
Well, clearly that one.
Nailed it.
And then the other three.
Yep, exactly. So the ones we've done a single episode on, we did
Cedar Park,
Schlitterbahn.
Did
you say Cedar Park,
Cedar Point.
We haven't done Cedar Point yet.
Oh.
I'd love to get up there though. Schlitterbahn. We did the Master Blaster.
Yeah,
because I went to Schlitterbahn for I think Ben and I actually went to Schlitterbahn. And I was like, let's do Master Blaster. SeaWorld San Antonio. We did the Great White.
Right, we did the Great White. I remember that.
That was a classic one. And then Animal Kingdom. We've only done one episode on Animal Kingdom.
Oh yeah, well you said it's not very good.
I mean, it's a good park. It's just there's not as many attractions there. Also, I'm not a huge fan of the Avatar attractions.
And you don't like animals.
That's true. I do not like animals. I love animals. What are you talking about? No, we did Dinosaur. We did Dinosaur there. But I'll tell you right now, spoiler for next week, we're doing Expedition Everest next week. So, hey, we're starting up year 2 with an Animal Kingdom episode.
I have a question for you, Jack.
Go ahead.
We can cut this if it's not germane to theme parks.
Where
does oil come from?
Oil comes from bones of dinosaurs, right?
Right, it is,
underground.
Right? So everything that we do is powered by dinosaurs. Mm-hmm. That kind of struck me yesterday when I was putting gas in my car. I was thinking, I'm literally pumping Dinosaur into my car right now. That's pretty cool. Dinosaurs are the gift that keeps on giving.
It is cool, but also sad. It's like we should let the bones be oil and not have to worry about it, right?
I guess. I mean, I would love to get to a point where we don't need to use fossil fuels.
Yeah.
But I'm saying they have provided so much for us just in my lifetime alone. Dinosaurs.
I mean, the fact you just said fossil fuels, that should have been like the tipping point. Be like, oh, wait a minute, fossil fuels.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm bringing it up because I had that realization. I mean, you say stuff that you don't realize what the etymology of it.
True.
All the time, and it just stuck with me yesterday when I was getting gas, and I was annoyed getting gas because I hate it, and I wish I didn't have to. I wish there was another way. There just isn't.
If only there's some other way. You can just ride a bike everywhere. You got your bike you sit on.
My butt hurts, so I can't ride my bike.
Oh, really?
Much, yeah.
Oh, you're not biking around?
I am biking right now.
Every time I go run around town, I hope that you come biking past me.
I have been back on the bike for about 2 weeks.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully I'll see you. I'm training. So as soon as I told myself, I kind of slacked off in training after the marathon, but I said once I sign up for Dopey, the big 4 race challenge, that's it. I'm going hardcore from that point on.
You're gonna have to.
So I haven't signed up yet. I've got 2 weeks left to kind of relax, even though I am doing the Capital 10,000 this weekend. So
yeah, that sounds like relaxing.
Another 10K race. We've done 3 parks where we did, or not 3 parks. We've done 3 episodes that had 2 references to. I don't know. I've done 2 parks that we did 2 rides on, and then one other kind of odd thing. I'll just say it. We've done California Adventure. We did 2 rides there.
Okay.
Which we did the Voyage of the Little Mermaid and what was it? It was Incredicoaster. Num Num Cookies.
Yeah.
We saw the Num Num Cookie interview we did.
We did.
She was in California. She was in LA. We just did AH Live this past weekend. And she was like, oh, hey, and if you go down to Disneyland, and I totally spaced because the plan was to go to AH Live, which is our Achievement Hunter Live, is our touring show we do.
That's with the day job.
Yeah. And so we were in we did 3 shows on the West Coast. We did Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles. And the plan for me was I was going to do that show. And then Monday after, so that was the shows on Sunday. Monday, I was going to go work with Funhouse, which is our partners out in Los Angeles. And then Tuesday, I was going to go to Disneyland, come home on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday, I was going to go, okay, I'll make a reservation at Disney so I can go because you have to basically call your spot. all full because it was spring break, and I didn't even think about that. I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm not going. And then when we were doing the show, there was like 4 people like, oh yeah, we could have easily gotten you in. It was no problem. And I was like, I'm an idiot that I didn't even think about that.
Didn't even ask.
That's okay. That's okay though. So California Adventure Show, we've done 2 there. We've done 2 at Six Flags over Texas, Jeff. So we did Titan, which just came out a couple weeks ago.
And I remember the other one. Mm-hmm. It's the Judge Roy Scream.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
that's right. The Hoop-de-Doos.
Yeah,
he
was a bad dude, good roller coaster, right? That's what we determined.
Not a good person. And then we've done 2 episodes on Run Disney stuff, which is we did the half marathon and the full marathon.
Yeah.
So we talked about those. Then for 3 Disneyland, we've done 3 episodes on Disneyland, the actual proper one in California. Mm-hmm. I know we did the Haunted Mansion Holiday, which was one of those. And I forget the other 2 that we did for Disneyland. It's been so long since we've done these things.
Did we do the Tiki?
Oh yeah, the Enchanted Tiki Room.
Enchanted Tiki Room.
We talked about that one, and then there's one other one. Let me see if I can glance at my notes here and see what we did. Dude,
It's a Small World.
Matterhorn. We did Matterhorn. Was the 3rd one, and we did It's a Small World, which technically is at both parks, but I think I labeled it as the.
Is the Matterhorn not in Disney World?
No,
wow.
No. So Matterhorns, they have that mountain in Disneyland, but not in Disney World in Orlando. We've done 4 episodes on Islands of Adventure, which is a huge, awesome park. You know, obviously we did Velocicoaster there, which was incredibly important. That was the first time we got to go ride a roller coaster together, Jeff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so we did Velocicoaster there, and we've done a few other ones. Epcot, we've done 5 episodes on. Hollywood Studios, we've done 5 episodes on, and Magic Kingdom, we've done 5 episodes on.
Your Orlando bias is showing.
And then, so we have two more groupings left. We've done 8 interviews, 8 episodes where we did interviews with people, and those are some of my most favorite episodes.
Yeah.
I love talking to people about various things. Everyone from like a Jim Shull to a Swoozie. Like we've had some really, really fun interviews.
Who's your favorite? Not that we disliked anybody. Who's your favorite interview we've ever done?
Man, I liked talking to Kevin from Defunctland.
He was very cool.
He was incredibly intelligent. I love talking with him. Had a chance to meet him afterwards. Great guy. I mean, Jim Shull, Dave Cobb was fantastic.
Dave Cobb is my favorite.
Dave, yeah. And so I'm working right now. We're gonna see if we can get Dave out to the live show in Orlando. I don't know if I told you that or not.
No, you didn't.
It's gonna be a little tricky because it's a midweek show and he's out in Los Angeles. But he said he's gonna make an effort for it. So he might join us for the show. Well, I already have the plan for what we're gonna be doing for our live show, and it should be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of audience interaction, I think.
It's a bit of a misnomer to say favorite anyway, because it's like picking your favorite flavor of ice cream. At the end of the day, it's all ice cream.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, like the episode with Liam who did the smells.
The smell tests were great.
That was such a fun episode.
So fun, and we had AIDS as well. Like we had smell aids.
That's true. You had them, and I almost made you throw up on an episode.
Oh boy,
that was fun. I still have all those too. Maybe I'll bring those to the live show. And
maybe no.
And then last but not least, the one that we've spent more time on than any other park out there. Jeff, what is it?
Thorpe Park.
Thorpe Park. No, it's not.
Alton Towers.
No, not Alton Towers.
Knott's Berry Farm.
Nope, not Knott's Berry Farm.
Universal Studios.
There it is, Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. We've spent quite a few episodes out there. We did 2 for Halloween Horror Nights. Our friends brought us out for the Velocicoaster opening. We've done a lot of stuff out there. And it's, we might be showing a little bit of bias, but that's a cool park.
You know what I can't believe?
What can't you believe, Jeffrey?
I never thought in the process of doing this that you would turn me into a parky.
Yeah.
Parker.
A parkhead.
Parkhead, whatever you call it. And I still don't know that I am. I have my things that I like, and I'm pretty solid with those.
Yeah.
But I still, to this day, think about Halloween Horror Nights probably twice a week.
Really?
And think, like, how much fun that was and how much I want to go back. Even after we cancel this show soon, I think I'll still be going to Halloween Horror Nights.
Well, you and I have agreed that we're going to go there. We're going to go to Halloween Horror Nights every year
for the rest of our lives. Yeah,
so,
I was serious when I said it.
Okay, I'm 100% in. Now, the question is, they do Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando, obviously. Still rumors floating around. Did you hear the rumor? Did I talk about the rumor of a house that might be opening that's based on a band? out there?
No, I don't think so.
Because Billie Eilish was gonna have a house, and then she canceled because of COVID, and then they ended up having to replace her house for the next year when we went. But there's another band that they have some horror themes in some of their music, but I want to say they're not like a spooky band or anything.
Horror themed, like not a spooky band. Let me see if I can guess. Okay, they're a still around band?
Very, very popular, a newer band. They've only been around for I don't
21 Pilots.
No.
Weezer.
They're old. Is this the My Name is Jonas? You have to go in the garage.
Just trying to think of things that make no sense.
It's The Weeknd.
Oh, okay.
There's going to be supposedly The Weeknd is working on.
Well, that's
house.
a dude, not a band.
That's true. Yeah. But every time I seen The Weeknd, I saw them perform at Jimmy Kimmel, I think.
Yeah.
And there were two guys, so I always thought Weeknd was two guys, but I guess it's one guy.
When they say like The Weeknd is dating a famous model, they mean that dude. They don't mean
like
dudes.
The group of.
Yes.
So The Weeknd is going to be doing a house supposedly. Also, there was a couple other things that were happening that looked really cool. Alicia from Theme Park Stop is convinced there's going to be a Gremlins house, which is awesome.
That would be unbelievable. There is a new Gremlins movie coming out, right?
Really?
I think so. Am I wrong about that?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that.
Let me see. You talk amongst yourself.
Halloween Horror Nights is going to be a lot of fun. We had a blast last year, and I'm already talking with our friends over at Universal about maybe doing more with that, because we only spent one night there this past year, and in my opinion, we could have easily done 2 nights. Because we went through, we did every single house, had a great time, but by the end of it, everyone was beat and tired except for me, and I was ready to keep going, but everyone else wanted to just go home and sleep. And so hopefully next year we can do 2 nights, maybe one night of going through all the houses, the next night we actually go film a whole bunch of stuff. So it'd be great. What do you got there, Jeff?
It's according to IMDb, there's no date, but expected release date of Gremlins 3, which is in development, is December 2023.
Ooh. I'm a big Gremlins fan. I wonder if it's going to be more like Gremlins 1.
You grew up in the 80s, as did I. Of course you're a Gremlins fan.
That was the first PG-13 movie, right?
Yeah, I think so. There's also a Gremlins animated coming up called The Secrets of the Mogwai, bringing back Gizmo for an all-new story set in the Gremlins universe. The animated series will premiere on HBO Max in 2022. Ooh. That's this year.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Mogwai. I am very, very excited for Halloween Horror Nights for 2022. We actually talked about it. So they do an ARG typically around Halloween Horror Nights. And on our Discord channel, I opened up a channel where it's like, hey, if you guys want to work together on this ARG and see if we can figure out some stuff, let's do it.
It's they call it the RDRCRG.
Exactly. So hop on in there over our Discord. What do you remember what our first in-person episode was that wasn't at Universal? Because remember, we started this during quarantine, and we did the first quite a few episodes.
Oh, so what is the first episode you and I recorded together in person?
Because technically the first one we recorded in person ever was at Universal Studios in Florida, which was the Velocicoaster episode and also the Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey episode. But do you know what our first episode was that we recorded in person in Austin, Texas, Jeff? A lot further along than I thought it was.
I'm going to guess it was like episode 27.
21.
Really?
Episode 21. It was Test Track. Was the very first one. I had to go through my audio recordings at my house to figure out when we stopped locally recording and started doing it live. We've done a few from home since due to, like quarantine or flare-ups and stuff. But so Test Track. Great episode.
That was a great episode.
A lot of fun.
You know what I remember about that one?
What's that?
I remember you modify the cars, but it actually does make a difference.
It does not make
a difference. It doesn't make a difference.
You had a 50-50 shot on that one.
Yeah, and then was there something about music in that one or an Easter egg in that? Tell me. What?
There were a lot of Easter eggs in that one. We did an interview actually. We had someone who came on the show and she talked about it and like having to shut down the ride and the e-stop and making people walk along the track.
So is it totally random which car wins then?
Are you thinking about the Cars racer, the one out in Disney California Adventure?
No, I thought like a Test Track, you like designed your car.
Yeah. So you design your car. There's like a little area in the beginning where you design your car. You can go for like speed or power or economy or whatever. And then they do a number of tests where they talk about like which one's more efficient and then which one's faster, which one's more powerful. And they have like a leaderboard, so everyone in the car makes their own car, and then it'll show you. It doesn't affect the actual ride itself, but it'll show you like who would have won if it was an actual thing.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, but there's the Cars Racers. What is it? The not Ridgeway. There's a Cars race in Disneyland and in California Adventure in Florida.
I think I've done that. Right,
and that one literally has two cars side by side. It's the same ride system as Test Track.
Yeah,
and they have two cars side by side, and one will randomly win every time.
Yeah,
so,
I think I did that when I went to.
That
Disneyland.
was a really cool one. We'll get on that one pretty soon. So, this is a fun one, Jeff. You know how we don't understand G-forces?
Well, you don't. I understand. There's vertical G's. There's spherical G's. There's horizontal G's. There's those are the only ones. Yeah.
So, our understanding of G-forces and lateral G-forces and negative G-forces, positive G-forces, still having issues with it. I am currently working on a script to make an episode. I want to talk to like maybe an animator about like drawing some stuff, but I want to make a video where we explain what G-forces are properly for idiots like us.
How long do you think that video would be? I'm
aiming for like 5 to 10 minutes. Like I don't want it to be long.
A bit of inside baseball, but. Talk to Lewis because that might fit in with a kind of content that we're already in production on.
Really?
Yeah.
For art, which channel?
It would be platform agnostic, but it's more like where it makes sense.
Okay.
So you would see it like in some of the podcasts that other podcasts that we do, where we do like explainer stuff. Yeah,
that's kind of cool. There you go. There's a little tease for what could possibly happen with it. Do you remember when we first discussed G-forces though? Like, I will say the first mention of the term G-force was in the Rock and Roller Coaster episode because it's G-force records, but that's not what I'm going for. I'm talking about actual like when we discuss like like this has X number of G-forces.
Was it? I feel like it was either Velocicoaster or the Hulk.
Velocicoaster.
It was Velocicoaster.
You nailed it. Yeah, it was in person because they had the breakdown sheet of like all the different stuff it does and like how long it is and how fast you go, and G-forces was on there.
Do you remember that ride?
I love that ride.
Remember how scary that ride was?
The first time we rode it, it was terrifying.
Yeah.
We went from never riding a roller coaster ever together to riding Velocicoaster. That was like the biggest 0 to 100 ever, and it was perfect. I loved it. That was so, dude. You got so spoiled. The first time you ever rode a roller coaster with me, we had no line. We rode it with Keenan Thompson.
Yeah,
we had a red filming us in the front row. We got to ride in the back row and the front row. That was like the most spoiler thing ever. That was amazing.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. I expected all of our experiences to be similar to that going forward, and they were not.
No, we've had to wait in line a few times.
Like, where are the celebrities in this line? I don't understand.
Yeah, that was a blast. I remember when we walked into. I think we filmed it maybe. But the first time we walked in to Universal Islands of Adventure, and I was like, see that giant thing there? That's what we're going to ride. And you were like, huh? And we did it.
It sounded exactly that manly when I said it too, I imagine, yeah.
That was fun. Do you look back fondly on Velocicoaster? Like, if we went again right now, would you be like, yeah, I'm going to ride it? Let's do this.
I look back fondly on all things that I survived.
Okay, well, that's good. So did you want to tempt fate and go again?
I would ride it again, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I've already ridden it twice, I think, right?
Yeah, we rode it twice that day.
Yeah.
And so, and then we went back. We didn't ride it when we went back, though.
Well, we had other stuff to ride.
Yeah, we had.
You had to ruin my day on the Hulk.
No, well, yeah, you took your time. Yeah, the Hulk was a rough one.
The Hulk did me in, man.
Where we've ridden almost every ride at
we would have done the Haggard thing if the Hulk hadn't just taken me off of the knees.
Yeah, it was hot and it's gross, and then we got stuck.
And then we got stuck.
Yeah, so. But next time that gives us time to do more things. There's still a couple rides at Universal I've never ridden.
Right, the ones that require kids.
Yeah, the Pterodon Flyers I haven't ridden, and then the Bilge Rat barges I haven't ridden. That's the big circle one that you just get soaking wet on. Let's see, Storm Force Accelatron or whatever. I haven't ridden that one. That's like the teacups one. I haven't ridden that one. Dr. Seuss, the Skyway portion one. I haven't ridden that. And then I think that's about it. Yeah, I think I've ridden everything else other than those. So we got to do those. I got to check off my card.
Those heavy hitters, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then actually at Universal Studios, there's the Woody Woodpecker coaster. I haven't ridden that one.
What's your do your best Woody Woodpecker?
Wow, that was good.
Does it have an event? All right, thanks. I haven't done one. I haven't done that since I was 6.
Do you know what our very first video episode was, Jeff? The first time ever we were on camera and put it up at youtube.com/annualpass.
That would be like probably in the 30s.
Episode 30.
Yeah.
You nailed it. It was actually Mission Space.
That was in our first temporary office.
Yeah. Where we're moving around temporary
Our first
offices.
temporary space. Now
we'll
in our
get
second,
to a real office.
We're going to get to a third temporary office here pretty soon. and then someday there'll be a fourth temporary office.
At some point, I want our set dressing behind us, so you can
Yeah.
see. Like, I don't know if you're watching on YouTube.com/annualpass.
We finally have a we already have a
whiteboard.
we have our first postcard.
We got our first postcard.
Please leave that in.
Thank you very much.
Please don't edit that out.
We got our very first postcard, and I'm very, very pumped for that. And our postcards, they should be on sale by now, hopefully. But yeah, Gail Fox, who does all of our amazing thumbnail art, we are turning their work into postcards.
That is so exciting.
Yeah, I'm super pumped for that. But we're also asking you to mail us postcards that we can eventually have a wall full of awesome postcards from all different parks all over the planet.
From every park on the
Every
planet.
park. And so, so we'll get to that in a little bit, though. And I'm going to read this postcard, our very first one, towards the end of the episode. What else do I have here? Okay, our very first ride together is Velocicoaster. We talked about that one already. Jeff, do you remember the first time we used the hashtag Japanual Pass?
That would have been very early on.
That was episode 1.
Episode 1, yeah.
I think it was also the very first mention of ponchos, which we still don't have. That's okay. It's only been 1 year.
It hasn't rained
in the past year.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, so this one's special for me.
Okay.
This is one of my favorite episodes because it's sort of like a 1-2-parter because we talked about a ride and then you wrote it and it made me so happy to see
E.T.
E.T.
Yeah.
The E.T. was our 7th episode.
Probably still my favorite experience.
And like talking about that episode and you're like, oh, that actually sounds really interesting. And then seeing you get to ride that for the first time and like the joy you had, which was like, that's the epitome of what I want to have come across in this show.
Yeah.
And so seeing your reaction to it and like that joyfulness that it pulled out of you made me so happy.
Well, it's like, you know how all the people that we work with who are younger than us, they're in their 30s, and like their childhood is all, I don't know, Dragon Ball and Pokemon, and Good Burger and stuff. Hey Dude, or I don't know.
No, Hey Dude, that's my generation.
The Auto Crag or whatever.
Hey Dude.
Aggro Crag.
That's Guts. That's also my generation.
For me, it was we had Robotech and E.T., and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
And ninjas. Ninjas were huge in the 80s.
G.I. Joe too, right?
Yeah, we had G.I. Joe.
Yeah, but yeah, seeing your reaction to the E.T. Like E.T. riding the E.T. ride was so awesome, and I love that. It was such a fun ride, and so, but like the smell of it and everything,
transformative.
Yeah, I love that, and then like I love that for you. Like I love that you got to have that experience. That makes me so happy, and hopefully all of you beautiful pass holders listening right now.
And we got to ride it with my daughter.
Yeah,
that was cool too.
That was a lot of fun, and then we got to take those awesome photos.
Yeah, I have those in my office.
And then last but not least of my first that I appreciate here, what do you think was my first Jeff ever?
Oh,
a lot later than I thought it was because we've done walkthroughs since the second episode.
I would say like level. Episode 15,
episode 21.
Really?
We went 21 episodes. It was Test Track was the first Jeff, which was also the first one in person. So I think maybe seeing you.
Oh yeah.
Because like doing
makes
it
you
at
want
home.
to scream.
Yeah. So the first ever Jeff. And which I still love doing now, and people we have a little icon for it in our Discord server. Yeah, that was episode 21.
Huh.
Yeah, so there you go, and that feels like such a staple of the show now.
Yeah,
and it's almost halfway through. That was 30 episodes ago.
Dang,
so that's pretty wild. So that's it for all of my sort of first. This podcast has been a lot of fun. I knew I could do a few episodes talking about theme park stuff, but I feel like now I could just go on and on and on and on. And we've built up this amazing community, and we've had this awesome splinter effect where we have a running club now, which is something I never thought we'd be able to do. I mean, never even imagined that it would be something that would happen. We've got an amazing group of people over there in the running club. As a matter of fact, last night, Jeff, I was on Discord asking help, like the pass holders were helping me with some of this information here, and in the running club. There were some friends that I've now made in the Discord server, and one of them.
Look who's got friends.
One of them, she's like, you know what? I've been having a little trouble, getting back in my runs lately. Jack, if you will run the marathon, or if you tell me now that you'll run the marathon with me, and after we're done, we will just chug a Gatorade at the very, very end together. I will run the marathon, and I said, yes, absolutely, I'll do that. And so Ginny. She's going to run the marathon. And as a matter of fact, Ginny and Kimmy, who I did the Princess Marathon with, the half marathon with, they're both in Chicago. And so I was like, you know what? You guys talked about a half marathon in Chicago. So last night I signed up for a half marathon in Chicago in September. So you want to go to Chicago with me in September? We can go to Great America, which is up in just north of Chicago.
Yeah, sure.
Six Flags Great America, and then I'll run a half marathon the next
day. I think September is about as late into the year as I would want to go to Chicago.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Sure. Yeah.
And also Halloween Horror Night's going to be open up around then too, so I'll be heading out that way too. So anyway, I'm doing a half marathon in Chicago, which I never thought I would ever do, but I was like, yeah, I'll sign up for it, and so I'm going to Chicago. and running a half marathon.
I didn't know you could run if there weren't mouse ears involved.
I'm running this weekend. I'm doing the 10K. Capital 10,000, man.
That's exciting.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, so it's been wonderful. And thank you to everyone who's been listening, everyone who's been commenting over at Rooster Teeth. It really does mean the world to me that you guys support this show and support what we're doing here. And the fact we've done 1 year already blows my mind. It feels like just yesterday we got this thing started. And Jeff, you told me to figure out what I wanted to do. And here we are.
I was just
a year later.
You've got to do something, man. We're paying you every month. You've got to do something.
Is that how it works? You get paid and you have to do work? I forgot, man.
No, I'm so glad that you did. I think we've joked about it a lot in the past. But when I initially, it was when you and I were during the pandemic. You and I were having these weekly coffee sessions.
Yeah. So we don't lose our minds, basically.
Yeah, like maintaining our sanity and our friendship, and just kind of we were both going through some tough times and trying to be supportive of each other. And I really thought a project like this could help give you sort of a North Star for a while. And I really thought it was going to be SpaceX related. And you came out of nowhere with the theme parks, and I'm so glad that you did.
Well, I mean, SpaceX, we've talked about this before, but it felt to me, space and SpaceX specifically, it's something that I know I could do a solid 5 episodes on. But then once it gets really into like the minutia of it and the real like technical stuff like that, I don't have the knowledge of.
Well,
and there's not. I mean, honestly, if like what we do with annual pass is kind of a sort of a baseline thing. Like there's tons of amazing resources out there if you want to get more into theme park stuff.
I would say all of them are better than us, probably.
I mean, if you want to go watch Defunctland or Expedition Theme Park or Theme Park Stop, like there's so many other places that really get into it with the real detail stuff. And I wanted to kind of a high level sort of celebrating the energy and the love of theme parks. And so that's what this has always been. I've never planned on getting into real deep dive stuff with this. I mean, I love talking to, Imagineers and former theme park people and people who've worked in the parks. I love that stuff. But, not necessarily like, okay, these are the kind of wheels that they use on the trains for the ride and like in the launch system. Like we're never going to get that super detailed.
We don't get in the weeds as much as we like to get in the line for funnel cakes.
Exactly. But now, Jeff, let's get to it. Let's answer some Q&A, read some mail. So we have some mail sent to us, including our first postcard ever.
And it looks like it's from the Enchanted Tiki Room?
It is. It's Disneyland. So that's a Dole Whip we have there. And then we've got, some Enchanted Tiki Room people.
Looks like it's all Tiki.
Oh, it's all Tiki except for the Dole Whip. So, so there you go.
But isn't the Dole Whip counter right outside the Tiki Room?
It is.
Yeah,
It
so
is.
it's
Right
all pretty
Look
located.
at you with your knowledge of theme park. I'm proud of you, Jeff. So this is from Mengra Cali Girl _7 says, Jack and Jeff, hello, love the podcast. I enjoyed the last episodes I've listened to. You focused on the last episodes I've listened to, you focused on Disneyland. I happened to be in downtown Disney, saw this and thought of you guys. I just listened to the Tiki Room episode. I'm looking forward to listening to the Little Mermaid one. I have to ride it every time I go. Congrats on the podcast. Hope you get to come out to California soon. I think it's Mengra Cali Girl 7 that on the bottom there.
Just went there and we didn't go. Magra. Yeah.
So it's funny because or
is that double L? Yagra?
I'm not sure, but thank you very much.
Cali Girl 7.
It's wild because they sent us a postcard before we asked people to send postcards.
That is pretty wild.
So she had the precognition to actually mail us a postcard.
The prescience, if you will.
That is awesome. So again, if you want to mail us a postcard, the address is 1901 East 51st Street, Austin, Texas 78723. Make sure to put annual pass care of Rooster Teeth, and then we'll grab it and we will read your postcard and then put it on our wall of postcards.
It's going to be hard to beat this postcard.
That's a pretty awesome postcard. That's also
postcard.
our first one. I got another awesome letter here. It says, annual pass. Hey, Jack, Jeff, and Ben, who's not here. I've been a fan of Rooster Teeth since I was in junior high school and love roller coasters. I've been fortunate enough to grow up in Southern California, and I've been going to Disneyland and Magic Mountain all of my life. Most recently, I went to Oogie Boogie Bash at Disney California Adventure. Here are some maps. We got some maps.
I thought he was going to say, I've been a fan since junior high school, and I've been going to theme parks since I dropped out of junior high school after my grades slipped.
Also added a button from a few years ago that was an annual pass holder exclusive. Hope everything makes it. Looking forward to all the future episodes. Alex, a.k.a. Big Jew 92. So thank you very much for that. Awesome little thing here. Again, this is something that we're working on a set that we can put cool stuff like this. Like we have our 3D glasses from... You got the map there, Jeff. What are you looking at?
This is not as scary as Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, the one you see... The one you
this
see...
is more family friendly.
Very much so. The ones at Disney are much more friendlier and like goofy kind of scariness.
Which is weird considering their dark history in Epcot with that ball. Huh.
Oh man! So thank you very much for that. I appreciate that, Alex. Very cool. I love me some theme park maps. So these will absolutely be saved.
Oh, that's so cute. 2018.
Yeah. Very, very cool.
2018 pass holder.
So, again, if you want to send us anything, feel free to. I got some questions here from our roosterteeth.com site. This one's from Theme Park Nerd, who's asked a few questions before. Does anyone else collect the old vacation planning videos for parks like Walt Disney World and Universal Studios Islands of Adventure? I would love it if I could go to the Legacy store at Universal and buy a brand new DVD or VHS of the current ride promos. I know it's all online now. Universal's kicking off a new Discover line, but I would still buy them. Do you remember those things?
I don't, but I'll rip it and sell it to you.
So back in the day, before the internet was a thing, you could literally get a VHS, and it's like coming to Disney World this summer. And
how would you get that VHS?
I don't know.
VHS.
I don't know if it was like travel agents were a thing back in the day.
Yeah.
So I think maybe they just sent them to travel agents, and they'd be
that
like,
would
"Here,
make sense.
Take a look at this." And because I remember those tapes. But yeah, I have no idea if they still exist or anything like it. But it was like promos basically. It was like a little trailer you'd watch to get psyched about going to Disney World, and
that's
I
very cool.
100% remember that. Stephen Morin. I don't know if you'll read this, but this year I am blessed, hopefully, to finally go to Disney World for the first time this summer. I'm 27 years old, and my wife and I have enough money to travel from Texas to Disney with our daughter. Listening to your podcast gave me the motivation to make this a reality, and I hope to make this a memory for my daughter. Thank you guys for giving me this podcast, because I probably wouldn't push forward if it wasn't for you guys. I'll buy some t-shirts as a thank you. Love you guys, and keep up the amazing podcast. That is beautiful.
That is beautiful.
I love that. Steven, I don't know if you've gone yet or not, but man, that's awesome. And I hope you and your daughter have a fantastic time.
And your wife, too, if you decide to bring her as well. You've got to let us know how it went.
Absolutely. And have a blast. And my advice to you, Stephen, is when you go, don't stress over trying to ride as many things as possible. Enjoy your time there. Take your time. Pick 2 or 3 rides you absolutely want to go on, but just let yourself soak in the experience, because that's what theme parks are. They're living works of art. And so to actually take it in, look at the sets, look at the buildings, look at the small details that you don't notice unless you really stop to take a look, and enjoy yourself, enjoy your time. And that's awesome. I hope you have a great time. Doomgal says, while you were a cast member, Jack, was there a time that you added magic to a guest stay that you still remember? So that's one of the big things that Disney pushes. They're like, hey, if you see someone having a rough time or whatever, do something a little bit extra.
A card trick, any kind of close-up magic. People love People love that.
I was thinking about it. So one of my favorite things that I would do when I worked at the Backlot Tour was we had the intro queue. So basically you walk into the thing, there's a big queue building that had like props from Pearl Harbor, and it was where everyone would line up undercover. And then after that little sort of initial queue, you did the water tank show, which is what I also worked on. Then after the water tank show, you'd move on to the tram tour where they take you around the back, like Catastrophe Canyon and everything. One of my favorite things to do, when I was in that front queue area, they had a podium with a microphone, and you say, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Disney's Hollywood Studio Backlot Tour, blah, blah, blah. I loved when it was ready to go. It was like, okay, everybody, take your friends by the hand. Let's get started, whatever. I loved having kids do the let's go thing. They're like, okay, everybody, let's go. And so I'd have like little children. They would like you sitting like, do you want to help me with this? I'm like, yeah. And I'd put the microphone on their face like, here we go. And that was always the cutest thing ever. I love doing that kind of stuff. So that was my favorite thing I got to do when I worked there. And but it was always fun little things like that. So thank you for the question. Great question. Now, then we asked the question of the audience for, so this one comes from, I want to say the Cranium Command episode, actually. Let me double check that. This is episode 53, and it's going to be the Cranium Command episode. These are questions from that. I said, if there was one ride you would want the community to group ride on, all the pass holders to group ride on together, which ride would you choose? So if we could all ride one ride at the same time and like do something, did you have an answer for that one, Jeff?
I guess Velocicoaster, because it's extreme and kind of germane to the early days of this podcast.
Yeah, that was a good one. I agree with Galaxy Queen here. It says, answer Tower of Terror. Not only because the group photo opportunity, but also to hear everyone screams because chaos.
Yeah.
So, the Tower of Terror has it's a big elevator, so it's like 20 people all facing the same way. You get a great photo out of that.
Yeah.
So I would love to do that one. Gondor Girl says, bearing in mind the line weight, I kind of want to say something like Haunted Mansion or Rise of the Resistance, because then you can hang out and have fun pictures in the line. You get loaded onto the ride in one big group. Rise of the Resistance especially has different parts of the ride where you load with a lot of people at once. So Rise of the Resistance has a great area with tons of stormtroopers, and it'd be awesome to take a cool group photo there. That'd be a lot of fun. Small Z925 says, I would want to see everyone on Jungle Cruise, especially with an excellent skipper. That'd be a lot of fun. That would be that skipper's best show ever.
Oh, absolutely.
It would be everyone having a blast. Jory Ann Flint says, I think the best ride to go on with the community would be the Kilimanjaro Safaris. It's always been one of my favorites, and it would be great to all sit in one of those big safari vehicles together and chat while we look at giraffes. That would be a lot of fun, too. And the cheetahs.
Absolutely.
So look at the cheetahs. And our winner that I pulled randomly from everyone, this one's great, from Polynesian. Great username.
That is great.
I feel like this is obvious, but the best answer, one last ride on the Great Movie Ride where Jack is the host and Jeff is either the cowboy or gangster that takes over. That would be a ride to remember.
There we go.
I think that's where I came up with the idea. So we got to make that happen, Jeff.
Yeah,
we got to recreate. I've got the script at home, and we'll do the script that I did, not the final one, because the final one was mostly pre-recorded stuff. So we'll do the one where I do most of the dialogue.
Okay.
We'll make that up. Maybe the 2-year anniversary, we'll do that. Or if we do a live show, maybe we could do that.
So I have to be like, I'm going to get you, copper. Yeah, see?
Well, you could do the cowboy or you could do the gangster. Which one would you want to do? Would you rather be like a bandit, like wearing a cowboy hat and little jean jacket, or would you rather be like the gangster who wears like the Al Capone kind of looking?
I think I want to go gangster.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I grew up in the South, and I've just
a little too close to home.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you could be Muggsy. That'll be a lot of fun. So thank you very much, Polynesian. I'll reach out to you, and we'll get your information and send you out a park map. And now this question I have, I think we were going to ask it a couple weeks ago, but I saved it. I don't think I've asked this before, but so we have the Rope Drop Running Club. That was, that's the thing, RDRC.
RDRC.
And I was going to ask, what should be, you know what? No, we'll save this one for a future one. I want to ask today, what has been your favorite episode of Annual Pass? This is the anniversary episode. What has been your favorite episode of Annual Pass and why? Because I want to hear, like a little informal
you better
survey.
Justify it.
Well, I'm curious.
We want bullet point with 5 bullet points on why it needs to be at least 500 words.
Oh gosh.
Single spaced, and it's due Monday.
Well, it's probably 3 weeks when I read the comments on this thing. But yeah. Informal survey of the audience of the pass holders. What's been your favorite episode and why? I'm curious. We love doing the interview episodes. I love doing ride walkthroughs, but doing live shows are going to be a lot of fun. We're going to try to start doing more of those this year, starting with the one May 19th out in Orlando. Again, tickets available now,
or not.
Oh, that's true. Or maybe they're sold out. I think it's like 350 seats. So yeah. So hopefully it's sold out by now. I mean, like hopefully people want to go to it and we can sell out and we can come see it live. And then maybe while we're there, maybe we can go to a park or something and maybe bring some pass holders with us if they want to join us.
I hear they got a few, dude. Let's stay away from that one place on iDrive.
Oh yeah, Icon Park. Yeah.
Icon Park.
Yeah. It's
oh
unfortunate.
My gosh.
Yeah, well, we don't typically get into the macabre stuff. We'll leave that for Elise and Jessica over 30 more minutes.
Yeah.
But that's unfortunate. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll go on. There's a Ferris wheel over there we can go ride. So that's why you don't like Ferris wheels, Jeff. You and we're going to London.
I've never ridden the London Eye.
I think actually we're gonna be. Yeah, I think I land in London the day this episode comes out. So while we're in London, we could go to the London Eye. Or actually, why don't we go to Thorpe Park? Because we're gonna be there, Jeff. Let's go to Thorpe Park and ride some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, haven't we been planning that for a while now?
Yeah,
behind the scenes?
I know, but I'm saying.
Are you trying to present it as if it's just an idea that's happening in the moment?
Yeah, so maybe if you follow us on Instagram or Twitter.
Try me again.
Hey, Jeff, why don't we go to Thorpe Park while we're in London?
Well, I guess. No, that sounds great. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So we're actually going to be out there. So we're going to be in London. We're doing the RT UK community meetup. Mm-hmm. And while we're there, we're literally just down the road from Thorpe Park, which is supposed to be an awesome theme park. And so we're going to go check out some rides there. So
I'm very excited.
Check us out on Instagram annual_pass, and on Twitter as well, annual_pass.
What's the big attraction at Thorpe Park? Do you know?
They have, I don't know the big one there, but I was just looking at like some trailers of some of the rides they have. They have a similar to Top Thrill Dragster one, where it's the one that just launches you super fast and you go up the big thing and then down. They have one of those. So we'll be doing that. Yeah, you look excited for that one. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm
gonna get my stomach all jumbled up, and then I'm gonna get on a plane for 12 hours.
Yeah, it'll be a blast.
Yeah.
So
they'll be blasting, all right.
So maybe some pass holders over there will join us, and we'll go hit up Thorpe Park. You know, Liam, who did the Smells episode, he's in the UK. He said he might join us as well. We had a lot of friends. Peter Hayes is over there.
Was Thorpe Park the one that he got inspiration from, or was it the other one, Alton Towers?
I think it was Alton Towers.
I think you might be right.
But yeah, but
always cool to see Peter Hayes too, though.
Absolutely. So we'll be out there.
Rebecca, the greatest community member of all time.
Oh yeah, she's
be there.
Fantastic. So, but yeah, if you're in the UK area this weekend, we're gonna be joining the RTUK community group on I think Saturday. So come out and say hi to Jeff and I. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And then on Sunday we're gonna hit up a park and then fly back on Monday. So
yeah, if you see us at the park and Jack will buy you I don't know what they sell as sundries and food.
What is the churro of?
What's the churro
UK?
of Thorpe Park?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Hopefully it's not Bovril.
We're going to be doing a lot of stuff like that throughout the year. We have a lot of plans for 2022. This is going to be a good year for Annual Pass, I believe.
Fingers crossed.
So yeah.
Now that you've jinxed us by saying that,
knocking on wood. But that's going to do it for today. Jeff, you feel like you learned anything today, or we kind of this is a recap more than anything?
I learned that it's been quite an eventful year for this podcast. And as you've been listing off all the accolades, accomplishments, awards we've won, international praise we've received, it makes me honestly, in the back of my head, I've been thinking about like all the things we'll be able to say this time next year.
Yeah.
You know, like all the ways that the podcast, knock on wood, still around, that it grows and changes, and the content and what we do is informed by the audience and our experience. It's just going to be interesting to see what it looks like 53 weeks from now.
Yeah, no, 52 weeks from now.
Well, we won't be talking about it until 53 weeks from now, so it doesn't matter what it looks like 52 weeks from now, because we won't give our opinions until the 53rd week.
Maybe you'll have Ken Marino on an episode. He can come. We'll go ride Rock and Roller Coaster with him. He can sit in with us. It'll be a lot of fun.
Maybe. Very, very desperate for the Ken Marino.
Dude, Ken Marino's a good dude.
He is.
Katie and I just burned through Party Down. Such a good show.
It is a good show.
But anyway, that'll do it for today's episode of Annual Pass. Thank you again, everyone, from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me that you guys listen and watch this show. It's been a blast. It's been one of the most favorite things I've ever got to do. Don't forget to send us your postcards if you want.
Yeah, maybe for the year-end wrap-up next year, we'll get our second postcard.
Ooh, that'd be lovely. Well, this one we didn't ask
one a
for.
year. We only have to do this for I don't know,
a few dozen
400 years. Yeah.
But thank you very much again, everyone. Don't forget to join our Discord channel. There'll be a link in the description. If there are tickets available for our show on May 19th in Orlando, there'll be a link in the description as well for that. Grab a shirt or a hat or a button or anything over at store.roosterteeth.com that supports our podcast directly, and that convinces people that we should keep doing this stuff. So
we would like to keep doing it.
We would. It's a lot of fun. So thank you very much again. You guys take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon if you're out in the UK, and see you later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.